I have always been fascinated by technology. In my generation, computing technology was life-changing, but at a pace which still allowed us to fully comprehend the change that we were living. In comparison, the speed at which digitalization is currently impacting transportation is frightening, and the change is huge. At the other end of the scale, what fascinates me also is the extremely slow speed at which nature evolves and moves, although implementing changes that are way more transformational than any technology that we can comprehend. In fact, nature has very rarely experienced revolutions, but rather evolutions and mutation of its organisms. Likewise, there is a misconception that digitalization is going to drastically change the needs of transport operators, just as though in a one-day revolution, the entire nature of mobility was going to change. I actually think that transport operators' needs don't move that fast. The safety, the security first, the comfort of their passengers, the capacity optimization, the operational efficiency, the cost reduction, those 5 pillars, they remain at the center of any transport experience. What changes, though, is the environment within which the transport operators have to execute their missions. The technologies are actually arriving, like artificial intelligence, cloud, big data. That changes. The behavior of passengers as well. With the new passengers, the millennials are coming. They want everything now. They want everything connected. And even more disruptive is the new species that actually come to disrupt the industry. The companies like Uber, the services like car-sharing services, and even electric scooters. All of these, they create a real change in the environment. And in front of that change, the actual evolution is not possible anymore. Like living organisms need to mutate to adapt to the environment, I actually think that those transportation needs can't evolve anymore, they need to mutate. And in front of this mutation, then the industry needs to react. So what are we seeing in the industry? What strategies are we seeing? Actually, in nature, those reflexes are very obvious. It's a fight or a flight. Adopt an offensive or a defensive strategy. Of course, the easy thing to do would be to adopt a defensive strategy. Wait for what's coming and then react to it. My passengers want connectivity, I give them an app. Even more simple is wait for the industry to solve my problems. I'm the operators. I just wait for the industry to take the tech, adopt the tech, and then include it in their next generation of product. All this is good, but I personally believe that in order to fully reap the benefits of digitalization, transport operators need to be on the offensive to fight back. They actually need to embrace the digitalization, to adapt to the changing environment. They actually need to listen to their passengers, listen to their customers, and fight back with innovative offerings to keep public transport on top of the digital era. And to do this, in return, it is our role as technology company, as technologists, to give them the tech to actually realize this and also to make them benefit from our experience in inserting digital technologies in similar markets. So it's a balanced relationship, but then we need to go further. I think we need to go beyond technology and we need to work hand in hand to actually look together at the opportunities that digitalization gives us. And in order to do this, we need a more intimate relationship. So the industry needs to change how they interact with the operators to actually be less protective of their intellectual property. And the operators, in return, they need to adopt a different procurement model that actually allows for longer-term relationship, evolving relationship, mutating with the needs of the customer. So it is the last thing, that needs to change is the business model. So those business models, they actually need to evolve to be more inclusive, more sharing, to create an environment where the success of one actually benefits everyone. In nature, again, there is a name for this type of relationship. It is actually called symbiosis. A symbiosis in nature is an obligatory relationship between two entities that benefits both parties. Why this picture? Well, this is a typical example of symbiosis. In Africa, the crocodile opens his mouth very wide whilst a little bird called the plover flies into his mouth and actually feeds off the little bits of meat that's stuck between his teeth. Of course, the crocodile in there could just close his mouth and eat the plover, but he doesn't. Why? Because he actually, like every single one of us, likes the free dental health care. So, of course, in this example, and I wouldn't dare to say who's the plover and who's the crocodile in our relationship, but what is for sure is that we strive to develop this environment where we can create this symbiotic trust in order to reap the benefits of digital transformation together. Thank you.